What's going on, guys? Jordan here, coming back at you again with another episode of Beer Views. Tonight, we're going to be doing another beer battle, this time between Coors Banquet and Budweiser. Both beers coming in at 5% ABV, and I guess tonight we're going to find out, really and truly, who is the king of beers. So, as always, we have two glasses. One glass having tape, the other not. The Coors is going to have the glass with the tape. Budweiser will have the glass with no tape. Simple enough. So, let's go ahead and get into this. Open up both vessels. Real quick while I'm doing this, I have had one hell of an interesting Friday evening. Been having problems with our neighbor's dogs. Trying to attack. Once they tried to attack my girlfriend and my one dog. And then tonight I was taking my Chihuahua to my mother's house to watch her while we went to the store. Actually, while I bought that beer. And as I'm coming back, the neighbor, who says she doesn't know who the dog is, but literally has the dog in her house every day, walks over into our yard, being crazy, thinking that I hurt her dog somehow, which I did not. I only yelled because the dog charged at me and my dog as I was taking her to my mom's house to watch her. Well, she got in my girlfriend's face in a very threatening manner. And of course, my girlfriend being my girlfriend, she didn't budge a bit. So we called the sheriff, and the sheriff came out and basically told her that if she comes on our property again, she's going to jail. So it was one interesting Friday that I did not expect, to say the least. So hope you enjoyed that story time. But everything seems to be resolved now, at least for the time being. She's over there, we're here. My mom lives just across the way right over there, so I was just taking my dog to her house. Because my dog definitely does not like being left alone. So when we go somewhere, we always take her over there, so that's about all of that. So, hope you guys enjoyed my crazy Friday evening. But we got the beers in the glasses. Both very effervescent. Both very lively and active. Coors Banquet, Budweiser. We're going to mix these up. We're going to taste both of them. We're going to see if we can guess which beer is which. And we're also going to decide which beer that I like the best. That's Coors Banquet. That's Budweiser. We're now going to close our... Okay, hold on. This is going to decide whether we have to do this with our eyes closed. Do the beers look different to you guys? Or do they look the exact same? They look the exact same to me. I will close my eyes and mix the beers up, but I will be doing the taste test with my eyes open. So, let's do this. I'm going to close my eyes, move these cans out of the way for the time being. We're going to mix these beers up. Now, interestingly enough, Coors Banquet is undefeated, beating Hamm's and Miller High Life. But now, will it beat the self-proclaimed king of beers? That's what we're going to try to figure out tonight. Now, Budweiser did tie with Hamm's, but again, like I said in my last video, I think it was my last video at least, I think my palate was just wrecked from that Hamm's, because in my opinion, Budweiser is better than Hamm's. Because the more I drink Hamm's, the more I dislike it. Well, I wouldn't say dislike it, the more I don't enjoy it. Alright. So we've mixed both beers up. I'm going to open my eyes. We have them both. They're both a little more active than they were. Both generated a slight bit of head. Again, They both look the same in the glass to me. That's why I got my eyes open. I cannot see the bottom of the glass, obviously. Nor will I be looking at the camera when I tip the glass back to take a sip. We are going to start with beer number, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. My mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are it, you dirty, dirty dish rag. You. Beer number 2. Let's take a sip. Cheers, guys. That's really good. Tastes like a lager should taste. Get pretty much what you expect. Really smooth, crisp, clean, refreshing. All the things you want in an American Adjunct Lager. Good beer. I like both of these beers, though. So, beer number 2. Okay. So, beer number 2 seems to be a little bit sweeter. Beer number 1 seems to be a little grainier. You can almost taste the grains in it. It's almost like a... Hold on. Like corn or something. Kind of what I'm tasting, like grains and corn. But beer number 1 is a little bit sweeter and has maybe just a little bit less body to it than beer number 1. There's also what seems to be a little bit more carbonation with beer number 1 versus beer number 2. And you can actually kind of see that on the camera. Hello. But honestly, oh, this is going to be tough. Beer number 1 might be just a tad bit smoother, but it's sweeter. And if there's anything that I do not like, is when a lager is overly sweet, because the more you drink it, the more you get burnout on it, in my opinion. So I would go with a lager that's less sweet. That's why I'm not a big fan of Bud Light. That's what's already kind of telling me that that's Budweiser. Also, this one just... In general, this one has a little bit more of a beer flavor. This one still tastes like beer. It's still a good beer. It's just, I would get burnt out on this one pretty quickly. Like, probably after a 24-ounce can of it, I would probably already be burnt out on it. And I would want to switch to a different beer. So, with that being said, both beers have their place. But in my opinion, tonight, the winner is going to be beer number 1. And I think that beer number 1 is Coors Banquet, and beer number 2 is Budweiser. Let's see if I'm right. Beer number 1, Coors Banquet. Beer number 2, Budweiser. Coors Banquet has won again. 3 for 3. Coors Banquet remains undefeated. Now, you might feel differently if you do prefer the taste of Budweiser. If you like that sweetness, you might disagree with me and say that Budweiser is superior. But for me and where my palate is, I just think that Coors Banquet has a better flavor. It's less sweet. And although Budweiser might be just a tad bit smoother, they're both extremely smooth. I'm going with Coors Banquet. I do love the aluminum bottles, though, and I will probably be keeping this just because I already have a Budweiser back there, right there, but I'll probably keep this. This is a cool little bottle, can thing. But, yes, you heard it here first. Coors Banquet defeats Budweiser. But now that I've had Budweiser again, I would definitely choose that over Hamm's. I can definitely tell my palate was wrecked that night. Because Hamm's has a flavor unlike any other beer. And even though they tied, now I'm saying Budweiser wins every single time. So, Coors Banquet, 3 for 3. We got one more beer battle coming tomorrow night with Coors Banquet. That is going to be Coors Banquet versus Pabst Blue Ribbon. So, guys, hope you're excited for that. I am. That's going to be interesting to say the least because I like both beers quite a lot. So, we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you guys have any suggestions on anything you would like me to try in the future, leave it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to try to find it and give it a review. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, cheers.